All right, that was Vapor King slash Subreal by George Clanton off the 2023 record U4ric1102. I recently just saw George Clanton live, and it was a really, really fun show. He was crowd surfing and everything, and I am so glad I finally got to see him after all these years. It was a 3 year long wait, and after this new record, I have fallen madly in love with his music, and I would cherish it for that night for the rest of my life. Me and my girlfriend had like the most fun possible. He was crowd surfing, throwing water at the crowd, and everything. It was fun. It was honestly amazing. But yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I'm your host, Euphoric, and you're listening to Euphoric's Paradise. Sorry for not making it to last week's show. I had to take a little, mental break, feeling a little bit of burnout from school, but you know what? I'm feeling better right now. So what's more important is mental health. If you guys need to take some mental health days, take that. It's okay to, take some time away from school, take some time away from work. So I am just letting you know that we are here for you and that we care about you guys. But yeah, happy Halloween. Hopefully you guys had a good happy Halloween. I went dressed up as Jesse Pinkman. Very great costume. Only I just like bought like a yellow Amazon Essential sweater, and I had like some nice like baggy pants, and then like an oversized like skull T-shirt. So I really fit the Jesse Pinkman look, and I was very happy with what I dressed up as. And then I got some candy from work, so that was very nice. I'm not the biggest candy guy. I usually like sour candy, but I saw a Snickers bar, and I'm a very basic when it comes to chocolate, so I ate myself some Snickers. That was great. But yeah, now that Halloween's over, we're also entering the holiday season, which I'm very excited for. I'm always excited for whenever Thanksgiving comes around because my grandma's gonna be making the most bomb turkey possible, most bomb mac and cheese and everything. Like, I am extremely excited. And then Christmas, tamales, pozole, everything. I am most extremely excited for the weather, which by the way, today we are experiencing 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It is very chilly and frisky outside, and I am in love with this weather. And granted, yeah, the cold may be tough, and I know it can be, but honestly, I just love this weather to the life of me. Like, I'm grateful that we have this. I'm feeling all bluesy but cozy and warmsy at the same time, and I couldn't be grateful to have it right now. But yeah, let's get into today's episode. I've been yesterday I started like figuring out the songs I wanted to use, and I didn't really have a set theme going into this. So I just wanted to switch between genres and genres after playing certain songs. Um, so first song I wanted to start talking about was "Tragic Girl" by Weezer. I know Weezer is a little bit of a meme, but I personally really enjoy Weezer, and although some of their discography is kind of very down the middle, they have some amazing records like the Blue album, and then they also have Pinkerton, which is also a really great album. And Pinkerton has a deluxe version of the record, and this one song called Tragic Girl is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. Anytime it just comes on, I'm just instantly hooked onto hearing that chorus and those guitars. It's just such a pretty and gorgeous song to listen to. But yeah, and then this most recent artist I started recently getting into because of a friend that I have. His name is Ethan. If Ethan's listening to this, hello. Um, yeah, he's been listening to this artist named Ween for a while. And fun fact about Ween, they're the ones who made the song Ocean Man for the SpongeBob movie. There's a very fun fact for you, and I highly recommend them. I've been listening to them for a couple days now, and I am extremely obsessed as well. I've been listening to this one song called Transdermal Celebration, and it is great. It is off their 2003 record, Quebec. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna first start off by playing Tragic Girl by Weezer, and it's gonna automatically transition into Transdermal Celebration. So yeah, let's get started. All right. That was Tragic Girl by Weezer and Transdermal Celebration by Ween. Two really great songs, and I am proud to have them in my playlist. I honestly just, they're just great songs. I can't really describe more about them. But yeah, switching gears, and should I say switching genres, we're going to be talking about glitch pop and hyper pop. This new form of pop music is like starting to get really popular now, and it's been I've been listening to this sort of stuff for quite a while already as well. I really love this music because it's just so fun and energetic, and kind of experimental in a way too. So that's what I kind of like about whenever like artists do like glitch pop and hyper pop, is that they feel like they have no boundaries and no limits, that they're just able to do whatever the heck they want with what they want to release out there. And honestly, it makes for a great listen, and it's really fun to listen to. So yeah, let's get started by talking about first Underscores. Underscores is an artist I've had on my radar for a while now. It's probably since 2021. ever since they dropped their debut record, Fishmonger. And although that album didn't really have the biggest impact on me and I wasn't too, high on it, there was a few songs that I liked on there, and I knew that they had great potential to probably make some of the best music possible in the hyperpop, glitch pop scene. And recently, last month, they just dropped a new record called Wall Socket. And I listened to it, and I think it probably might be one of my favorite records of this year. Um, I can't really put this album into words. I would just say it again. It is more experimental. It is heart wrenching in some parts as well. And it's just a really fun listen. I was listening to it just like, dancing and everything. There is this one song. It was a single. The singles releasing up to the album. It is called "Locals, Girls Like Us," and it is a collaboration with another hyperpop artist called Gabby Start. Gabby Start's been collaborating with Underscores for a while now, as far as I know, so it makes for a pretty great listen. But I can't really be talking about glitch pop or hyperpop without talking about Sophie. I feel like I shouldn't be mentioning or describing Sophie at this point, but honestly, I'm going to be talking about Sophie because ever since I've been listening to Sophie, I've fallen in love with her music for a while now. Um, you know, I'm sorry, I'm getting really emotional whenever I just talk about Sophie. I can't help but like hesitate, like thinking about like what I would like to say about this person because like their music has had such an impact on me. She back in 2018, Sophie dropped an album that I believe to be a perfect like 10 out of 10, and I have an undenying love for that album. It's called Oil of Every Pearls on Insides. It got nominated for a Grammy and everything, and that album is just one of my favorite records of all time. It is so energetic, so fun, so unique and different, and just you know ever since I found that record, I've been listening to more and more Sophie. And ever since her passing from 2021, I couldn't help but just like, listen to more of her. Um, I've always admired Sophie not only as a person, but as like an artist and as a producer. She has produced so many songs that we've all heard before. One of my favorite songs that she's produced is Yeah Right by Vince Staples off his 2017 record, Big Fish Theory. And, you know, I feel like with everything she has done in the music scene, she's also like a pioneer for not only bringing she's just an iconic figure in the music scene, honestly, and she deserves more credit to her name. I like the music scene wouldn't be this like hyper pop, glitch pop scene wouldn't be what it is today if it weren't for her for pushing those boundaries and making everything so unique. And I am grateful we have Sophie's music. So yeah, I'm gonna first start off by playing Underscores, Locals, Girls Like Us, featuring Gabby Start, and then it's gonna transition to Pony Boy by Sophie. So yeah, let's get started. All right, that was Locals, Girls Like Us by Underscores and Gabby Start, and Pony Boy by Sophie. Two very great songs that I cherish dearly, near and dear to my heart. They're amazing, and I highly recommend you listen to more of the glitch pop, hyper pop scene. There's some great music out there, and although it might like be out of most people's comforts and tastes, I personally really enjoy that genre because of how unique and different and experimental that side of music is. But yeah, now we're at the halfway mark. Feels like I literally just started the show like literally like a minute ago. I don't even know how like whenever I'm doing the show, like time flies by really fast. And even though like I'm watching like a clock, finish on time by exactly 2 o'clock, it feels so weird just knowing how like after just playing a couple songs, you can already be like at the end of the show. And I don't know. I can't comprehend time anymore. Ever since COVID, my sense of time has messed up. But yeah, let's switch gears to an even more different genre compared to pop music. We're going to be talking about some good old rap and hip hop. So the first artist I'm going to be playing is an experimental industrial rap artist. He is very popular in his scene now, and he's getting more and more up there. And honestly, I understand why. He makes quality albums and quality records. His name is JPEG Mafia. I found out about JPEG Mafia since around like 2019. He's been on my radar for a while, and everything I've listened to from him has been top-notch, amazing music. I can't get enough of it, and anytime like he just drops a new record, I am always excited. So I've always been listening to 2021's LP. That's probably one of my favorite records of all time. To 2018's Veteran. Those are all quality records that I love to death. And honestly, I highly recommend you give his music a shot after you hear this song in particular. Earlier in the year, he dropped a collaboration album with Danny Brown. Danny Brown is also around the same experimental industrial type rap music, and he's also made quality records as well, from Atrocity Exhibition to XXX. You know, Danny Brown is also a really great artist, and they made a collab album. And you know, when I heard about that, I was like, "Oh boy, I wonder how this is gonna go, right?" And it turns out to be probably one of the greatest records of all time. A very great industrial rap hip hop record. If that's what you know, consider to be great music. Um, so this song that I listened to the album like in track list, starting from top to bottom, and this one song in particular caught my eye. It was called Kingdom Hearts Key, featuring Red Veil, and I remember just hearing it. I was like, wow, this is a really good track. I can't really put it into word. The instrumental is really pretty. It's not as experimental as you would expect from these two types of artists. It is really pretty to listen to, and the rap over it is just so awesome to hear. I can't really put it into words. But yeah, since that album also dropped early in the year, something also really important happened early in the year. There's this rap trio back from the 80s called De La Soul. I'm pretty sure mostly everybody's heard of their music at this point. But earlier in the year, an album that they've had for a while that they couldn't release onto streaming platforms due to sampling issues with record labels and all that stuff. Their album 3 Feet High and Rising recently dropped on Apple Music and Spotify, everywhere it needs to be. And I've been waiting to have that album on streaming for a while because of this one song I've been dying for. It is The Magic Number. I wouldn't really consider the song a hidden gem because I feel like everybody's know this song. Everybody's seen Spider-Man No Way Home and, like, you know, the end credits scene where you know, when the credits roll and that's the exact song playing, like 3. That's the magic number, you know. That's like the perfect ending song for that movie. You know, you got Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's like the song. But yeah, ever since like I've heard that song from like the end credits, I've been needing to like have that song on streaming. And when they finally announced the album, I've been listening to it ever since. And yeah, I wanted to play this song in particular because, one, it's my favorite off the record, but also it's a way for me to just tell you guys, like, listen to De La Soul. They really have amazing records out there, and 3 Feet High and Rising is probably one of the best hip-hop records ever. I think it might be even better than, you know, the recent record JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown just did. But that's just my own personal opinion. But yeah, let's first get started by playing JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown featuring Red Veil, Kingdom Hearts Key. And we're going to transition that into The Magic Number off De La Soul's record, 3 Feet High and Rising. So yeah, let's do this.
You think you know me?
I was about to say the album title for JPEG Mafia's record. I can't say that. That was Kingdom Hearts Key by JPEG Mafia and Danny Brown, and The Magic Number by De La Soul. All right, now we're in the final stretch of the show. I have 2 final songs to play. The first song I'm going to be playing is by this Japanese pianist who's produced several, you know, albums and records, just Japanese instrumentation. His name is Takagi Masakatsu, and I don't really like listen to much of his albums per se, but there's been a few songs that I listened to that have really caught my eye, and this one song in particular, first off, it has a really gorgeous album cover. It is probably one of the prettiest things I've seen. It's like this little kid, and it's like drawn in like this Japanese art style, and it's such a pretty look. And when I look at that album cover and hear this song, like I could just see how like this could correlate to. So this song called Amimazu is very how would I say it? It's very kid-like in a way. Like when you just hear it, it feels like a lullaby that you would hear like in a movie, and they're trying to put the kid to sleep and all that stuff. And or like you could be outside, you know, just walking around and you hear like the leaves like being crushed like at the bottom of your feet, and the flowers are just rising above. That's what I imagine when I hear this song. It just brings that kid joy and kid feeling of just, you know, listening to music, but also it just brings back like nostalgia and flashback memories when I hear that song. And then the next song that I'm going to transition Masakatsu into is Porter Robinson. I know, I feel like I've mentioned him already too much on this show already. I feel like he's not even a hidden gem at this point. I feel like everybody knows Porter Robinson for a while already. But this one song is actually a live version or a live edit of an unreleased song called "She Heals Everything." The song is actually called Shepherdess, but it's I personally like to call it "She Heals Everything" because that's how like the edit is called in the his old World's Live show. So Porter released the World around 2014, and I discovered him around 2016. I remember my earliest memories when I first started listening to him was like watching visual remakes of his shows, and or of his World's Live set, which he toured for a good like 6 years. And I remember like watching those like religiously, and like whenever I rewatch them, I get like extremely like big nostalgia because like wow, my middle school days were kind of depressing, but that really helped cheer me up whenever I was having a like a really bad day. I just watched those visual remakes and listened to those live edits. And I remember when I found out about She Heals Everything, I was instantaneously hooked on Porter. I knew like that's when I was like, yeah, no, I like this guy has to be one of my favorite artists. And although this song is like unofficially released, he dropped Porter doesn't really like to like drop like unreleased music all too much. He's very like secretive when it comes to those sort of things, which I hate personally. But an artist is gonna be an artist. They gotta be mysterious, right? I remember it was around August 12th, 2020. It was when the album, I believe, it turned 6 years old. He just randomly decided to drop the live edit for She Heals Everything just randomly on SoundCloud. So this is how we have like the official version of the song. He did it just as like commemorate the 6-year anniversary of the album. Next year is actually gonna be marking 10 years since the album came out, which is very crazy to me. So it's weird to know how like time has flown by that fast because I honestly just realized that 2014 is about to be 10 years old from now. But yeah, I remember just listening to that song, like, as soon as, like, I found out it dropped on SoundCloud, I immediately put on my iTunes, like, converting it and all that stuff, and I put it off for a little bit, because I haven't heard it in a while, so this is actually probably one of my first times hearing it in in a long time. I just thought about it, and I was like, I have to play this show, and it has to be, like, the last song, because it's such a pretty edit. So yeah, I don't want to waste anyone's more time. I just want to start off the show, or end off the show in a perfect way. So we're going to start off by first playing Amimazu by Masakazu Takagi, transitioning into She Heals Everything by Porter Robinson. Enjoy. All right, that was Amimazu by Masakazu Takagi and She Heals Everything, or Shepherdess, by Porter Robinson. Yeah, we were basically already done with the episode for today. I can't believe it went by that fast. I honestly, like I said, I don't know. I don't have any like sense of time at this point. And although I have to finish my show at a certain time, which is around 2:00, which I am 2 minutes off by, that's okay. Sometimes time doesn't always mix well. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was episode 7 of U4ric's Paradise. You can listen here next time every Thursdays at 1 p.m. I'm your host, DJ U4ric, signing out. Thank you guys for listening.